Hi everyone, in today's podcast, I will be talking about a topic that I really want to talk about my beginnings in K pop. Like when I first started liking K pop, this topic makes me feel very nostalgic because it was such a beautiful time for me and it really came when I needed it the most. So I've always been very introverted. Ever since I can remember, I have been a very introverted girl. And it was, now I'm fine with it. Now I'm a little bit more extroverted. But when I was in middle school in 7th grade, that's when I started liking K-pop. I discovered BTS through a classmate that I had. And since then, up to today, I've been liking K-pop. And in that time, because I was so introverted, I didn't have a lot of friends. But one day, this classmate introduced me to one of BTS songs. I still remember it was Fire, the music video. And I was like, oh, who are they? And from that moment on, we kept talking every day and every day because we never ran out of topics to talk about. We were talking about BTS, we were talking about MVs and photos, and we would just share photos with each other every single day. It was really fun. So it really made me feel like I was part of something. I didn't have a lot of topics to talk about with people and I just didn't feel comfortable talking. But thanks to BTS, I was able to talk with more people and make friends because from that moment on to ninth grade, when I finished middle school, I became friends with those girls and we kept talking about BTS and other K-pop groups. So it was very exciting and it made me feel very good because I felt like I was part of the group. So that's why I believe that K-pop is something that connects a lot of people. And even though there are so many people who can't comprehend that we like K-pop, it's not clocking to me yet, because K-pop is just music but from Korea. It's nothing from another world. And I know some people still see K-pop as something very weird, even in 2026, because there are a lot of fans who take it too far. And me, myself as a fan, I don't think those people behave well because they take liking K-pop too far. But there are people who are like normal. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, they are normal and they like the songs and they go to concerts, they buy albums and they find joy in those things. So I think liking K-pop doesn't make you weird, even though there are still a lot of people nowadays who make you feel weird for liking it. In middle school, I remember there was a bunch of boys who were into soccer and they were like, oh my god, I'm so manly and I will make all the girls like me. And they found joy in making people feel bad about themselves. So I remember I had like unofficial merch because I wasn't able to afford official merch like pins, those pins with their faces. I don't remember where I bought them, but they were not official. They were just made by people who used to sell them because it was a very new thing. I remember I also had a backpack with BTS like embroidered on the front and it was black. It was perfect. It fitted so well with all of my pins. And I remember the first time I went to school after I bought those pins, like all at once, I saw them and I was like, bro, I have to get them. And I went to school that day with my new backpack. I had worn the black backpack a few days before going with the pins, but when I had the BTS pins and the backpack that said BTS, I know maybe it was a little too much, but I was happy and I was living my life. I felt so good and thank God I've always, even if I was very introverted, never been scared to show what I like, to show my hobbies and to talk about them. If I like Hypen, you will know I like Hypen because I'm going to wear those keychains and those pins and I'm going to wear merch wherever I go. You would be able to tell from 10 miles away that I'm a K-pop fan. And I'm very proud of that because imagine not being able to express yourself the way you want. That's so sad. And even though I sometimes felt ashamed of the things I liked because I was young, I was like 14, and if people are constantly making fun of you for liking something, you start to think, well, maybe I'm weird. Maybe it's not okay to like these things. Maybe I should like what everyone else likes. And maybe I'm sounding like a pick me right now, like, oh my god, I'm so special, I'm unique. But that's not what I'm trying to say. Because when I was 13, it was like a long time ago. Well, not that many years, but almost 8 years ago. And at that time, K-pop was not as popular as it is right now. It was popular, but not like today. Over time, K-pop has become more and more popular. So during that time, it was much harder to find another K-pop fan. But now you can see people are more open about it. It's becoming something more normal, even though there are still people who judge you, of course, but those people are always going to exist with every hobby you have, with everything you like. We just have to ignore them. What I'm trying to say is that if you're young, like if you're 14, even if you're 10 years old, even if you're 32, you have the right to express what you like because we only live once. And we have to live our life the way we want to. If you have control over something that you really like, if you have control over liking K-pop, that the only thing stopping you is the opinion of everybody else. then that's not the way you're supposed to live. If you like something, just go for it. Of course, if you like something that is okay, like nothing illegal, please. If you like something that it's legal and okay to do or see, then do it and just enjoy it. Start buying things from it. Start wearing merch. This is another thing, okay? Buying merch. Sometimes I even, because I have Enhypen merch, all of the merch I have is from Enhypen. I have like 4 albums, I have a like stick, and my whole wall is filled with Enhypen posters and postcards, and I spend a lot of money on it, because K-pop merch is expensive, okay? It's not cheap. If you come to think of it, nothing is cheap these days, and bro, we just live once, like I said earlier. If you have the money and you can spend that money on merch and on things that you like, even if they're hobbies, just do it. Don't think so much about it, because if you have the opportunity to spend that money now, just spend it. I'm not saying you should spend all of your money on merch. I'm just saying if you have the possibility to spend it right now, just enjoy the moment, because maybe in the future you won't have that money to spend on it. Maybe you won't have the opportunity to spend it on these things that you like, which are just hobbies and not essential things like food or rent, serious adult things, the important stuff. But if you have a little money, or you save a little money just to buy an album, you shouldn't feel sad or ashamed about it, because that's something you really like and that brings you joy. Opening, using it, wearing it, spending money on it, it's not something to be ashamed of. Anyways, I think I will make a part 2 of this, because I didn't even fully say what I wanted to say. But stay tuned for part 2 of this podcast episode, and thank you so much for listening.